Look at my stick! Okay, now what? Bang! Ladies, gentlemen, and darnest of all ages, how do you feel about these stabby, swingy, smashy, or splooshy things sitting in your right and or left hand? Are you feeling particularly attached to it, or are you looking to swap things up? Maybe you just want to make sure you get some cool weapons to mess around with before you hop into New Game Plus, or maybe you just have a pure desire to see all things weird, wacky, and wonderful in Elden Ring. But in any case, today your desire will be fulfilled. I'm Cotton Dinosaur from RageGamingVideos, and today I've got another set of 7 weapons that you don't want to miss in Elden Ring. Without further ado, first up is the Death's Poker. This whippy, stabby stick is a greatsword with quite the unusual shape. It swings like a normal greatsword, with of course the exception of the Ash of War. When you press the button alone, it will create a small puff of ghost flame in front of you. Follow it up with a quick light attack to fire out the flames in a wave in front of you, where it will remain on the floor for a short time. Or follow it up quickly with a strong attack to cause a giant ghost flame explosion around you. So, you know, it's sort of cool, I guess. I mean, it's just explosions of black fire. Okay, fine, that's totally badass. To use this weapon for yourself, you will need 15 strength, 17 dexterity, and 11 intelligence. To acquire it for yourself, head to the southern side of the Caelid region of the map next to the southern Aeonia Swamp Bank Site of Grace, and then specifically at night, head immediately southeast to come across quite the ghastly sight of a boss that upon death will drop for you the Death's Poker Greatsword. Secondly, today comes the Rosus' Axe. This magnificent work of art of a weapon is almost worth wielding on its looks alone, but wait until you see its unique skill in action, Rosus' Summons. This initiates a downward attack on your opponent, also summoning 3 skeleton warriors who mimic your animation from different angles, causing a big old multi-strike. In order to use this weapon effectively, you need to have 18 strength, 10 dexterity, and 18 intelligence. In order to acquire it for yourself, head to the Black Knife Catacombs on the eastern coast of Liurnia, reached by following from the south path up to the furthest point north that you can reach. Inside of here, you could do the main boss, but that isn't where this weapon comes from. No, this simply comes a couple of hallways into the area where you come across a stone sword door on the left. Open it, and inside you'll find Rosus' axe ripe for the picking. Third then comes Solarias Tree. This is quite the cool ornamental tree spear that almost looks like a staff until you see it properly in motion, and by in motion I should probably mention the unique skill that this thing has too, Siluria's Woe. This spins up the outer section of the spear like a drill before plunging the weapon into the ground. If you charge up the attack, it will also fire a holy projectile towards your target. As a whole, this one just looks really awesome. It is a totally different level of mechanism than most other weapons work with in the game, at least visually speaking, even if it is mechanically nothing completely out of this world. To use it properly, you'll need 27 strength, 13 dexterity, and 20 faith. To acquire it for yourself, you're going to have to reach the Deeproot Depths region of the map, which is done one of 2 ways, either from Nokron, the Eternal City, which is unlocked by the Ranni questline of the game, or through the bottom of the sewers in the capital city of Lindell. I'll be showing you the Nokron way as it is accessible much earlier within the game. Start from the Ancestral Wood Site of Grace and progress north along the path on screen until you slowly reach a stone path that is relatively straightforward from there. Follow this to its natural conclusion to find a double boss fight room. Defeat the bosses that are inside, and then in the back of the room is a coffin that you will be crawling into. I know, I'm sorry. From here you'll now be in the Deeproot Depths. To reach our target weaponry, you'll need to reach the westernmost point of this area. The closest site of grace to that is the nameless Eternal City, and you simply need to head west of there, jump down the cliff, and then up the spirit spring that you can see in front of you to reach a boss. Defeat the boss that is there, and they will drop for you Solarias Tree. Fourthly is the Scorpion Stinger Dagger. This neat little tool is quite literally the stinger of a scorpion with a handle attached to it, and it is absolutely sick. This weapon applies Scarlet Rot as a default, and any enemy in the game that is able to have Scarlet Rot applied to them is essentially just destroyed by it. Having it on a dagger is special enough to warrant it being here, even though its weapon skill isn't the most unique. It is Repeating Thrust, which you can apply to any thrusting weapon in the game. However, this is a dagger, which isn't a thrusting weapon, so it is sort sort of unique in that sense, I guess. In any case, to use this thing, all you need is 6 strength, 12 dexterity, and you will be applying Scarlet Rot in no time. To acquire it for yourself, you need to get to the Lake of Rot region of the game, which you will reach near the end of the Ranni questline. For a detailed explanation of that questline, check out our guide on the Darkmoon Greatsword, which goes over the whole experience. Progress through the questline until you reach the Lake of Rot area. From here, head directly south through the lake to reach a more ornate area with the Grand Cloister Site of Grace. Down from here and straight ahead at the end of the path in front of you is a big stone structure with a ton of praying prawns around it. Try and say that 5 times fast. Careful of their danger, but inside of the building they are looking at is the weapon that you currently seek. Fifth up is the Star Fist, a weapon that essentially asks the question, what if your arm was a morning star? Well, the answer is this. Literally, this gives you a big ball covered with spikes for hands, and it is the fist weapon moveset, and it applies blood loss. Using it in 2 hands gives you 2 of them, and the skill that it has on it is Endure, which briefly boosts damage reduction and poise, but this skill can be replaced. Mostly, this weapon is here just because I am certain there are a number of you out there who are maniacs wishing to do nothing more than walk around with spiky fists punching things to death, so this goes to you, you scary, scary individuals. To use this weapon properly for yourself, you need 12 strength and 8 dexterity. 12 strength and 8 dexterity, nothing else. To acquire it for yourself, you must reach Lendel, the capital city region of the game, start at the West Capital Rampart Site of Grace, head out south, and instead of going up the branches, continue along the bridge. Take a right towards the duelist enemy, and then a left where the path ramps upwards. Follow this to its endpoint to find an overhang in the building on your right, inside of which is a corpse holding the Star Fist weapon. Sixth today is the Blade of Calling, which is essentially speaking the holy equivalent of the Black Knife Dagger, which is interesting to note because both of them require faith to use, both of them use holy damage as part of the slashes themselves. To show you what I mean, here's the weapon skill for the Blade of Calling. It's called Blade of Gold, and it is pretty much frame for frame the exact animation of the Black Knife one, lighting the blade up and extending it, an acrobatic flip into the air, and then a forward slicing horizontal projectile. The main difference being that this one is straight up holy damage applied as one go, as opposed to Blackfire, which has some alternate properties. Honestly, I could totally see you building around wielding the Blade of Calling in one hand and the Black Knife in the other. They sort of weirdly complement each other considering the fact that they're sort of thematically opposite. In order to use this properly, you will need to have 6 strength, 13 dexterity, and 15 faith, and to acquire this weapon you'll need to reach the mountaintop of the Giants region of the game. Once you do, turn around and go back up the elevator. Yeah, I'm serious. Now jump off the elevator before it reaches the top. Here you will find a secret room with a dagger left there just for you. Finally then, we have a shield, or a cannon? It's basically both. This is the One-Eyed Shield, a shield fashioned in the image of a one-eyed god of the fire giants. With that knowledge, it is actually quite reasonable to explain what it is that you're looking at. A great shield with reasonably good defensive stats that has a super cool and unique skill called Flame Spit. Use this to ready a shot, which you can hold down as long as you want, guarding in front of you but unable to move, and then once you release the trigger, you will fire forward in an arc like a mortar, releasing a massive burst of flame. I love this thing. It is such a cool weapon. To use it for yourself, you will need 36 strength and nothing else. And to acquire it for yourself, you need to head to the Guardian's Garrison in the mountaintop of the Giants region. Just southwest of the White Ridge Road, Site of Grace, go through the front entrance, go around to the left and up this ladder, across the upper rampart, then break these boxes to reveal a wooden walkway behind that you can follow up to the actual top level of the area, where you'll be face to face with an NPC invader wielding this weapon themselves. Win the fight against them, keep the loot. Simple is as simple does. And with that, there you have it. I've been Cotton Dinosaur from RageGamingVideos, and this has been another set of 7 weapons that you don't want to miss in Elden Ring. Have any of these particularly taken your fancy, or is your booping stick superior to every other one in the game? Like if you like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.